SMRC held a minute's silence on Sunday the 8th of August before any track action took place in memory of Marshal Robert Foote, who tragically lost his life the week previous at Brands Hatch. And then the heavens opened and the cars hit the track. Sponsored by Project 21 Detailing in Yokohama, the Scottish Mini Cooper Cup and the R53 Cooper S Cup, Neil Hose took his first Cooper win ahead of Chad Little and Craig Blake. In race number 2 though, it was Chad Little who got the better of Neil Hose, and Michael Weddle, after a gravelly moment in race 1, came back to a podium. The final was all about Dylan O'Donnell, ahead of Michael Weddle and driver of the day Craig Blake. In the R53s, it was a double win for Jamie Blake, coming home ahead of Andrew Lamont. The Scottish Mini Cooper Cup Championship points sees Michael Weddle lead the way from Chad Little and Neil Hose. The top three, with Jamie Blake leads Andrew Lamont in the Scottish Mini Cooper S Cup. The SMTA Scottish Citroen C1 Cup. Well, after a dramatic qualifying session which saw Paul Lutey on pole position but 6 cars all within the same tenth of a second, Lutey took the race 1 honours ahead of Dan Martin and Sam Corson. In race number 2, Dan Martin got to the front with Paul Lutey second, and eSports sensation Sam Corson again finishing off with a double podium. The race was, however, red flagged when Thomas Comer went off at the chicane. The Scottish C1 Cup sees Dan Martin lead the championship from Ross Dunn and Paul Lutey, reigning champion Dunn and veteran Lutey in third place. The Scottish Fiesta ST Cup, sponsored by Intimation Space and Yokohama Tyres. Well, the weather was far from ideal, but Stephen Gray took to the conditions like a duck to water. Pole position and 2 race wins saw him put a healthy lead into the championship over reigning champion Dave Colville. In race number 1, Lorne Murray was on the podium, and getting his first ever SMRC podium was Stephen Ward. Race number 2 saw once again Gray on the top step of that podium from Lorne Murray, and the veteran Peter Cruikshank finishing off third. The Scottish Ford Fiesta ST Championship sees Stephen Gray open up a championship lead over Dave Colville, and Mark Dixon sits third place in a challenge car. The Scottish Formula 4 Championship with Reese Motorsport Insurance saw Jordan Gronkowski on pole position, again in tricky conditions, and Jordan also claimed the race 1 victory over Neil McLennan and Michael Gray. But Neil McLennan, the British champion, showed his skill and style, taking a very dominant race number 2 win ahead of Gronkowski and again the impressive Michael Gray. Not the weather conditions for single-seaters, but the drivers spot on. Jordan Gronkowski has a 40-point lead over Michael Gray, and Neil Broom sits in 3rd place with Lucy Grant in a fine 4th. The Scottish Classic Sports and Saloon Car Championship, in association with Edinburgh Watch Company, saw John Kinman on overall pole. Difficult conditions to get these cars going, and race 1, well, John Kinman was the winner. Tommy Gilmartin, though, who was second alongside him in qualifying, didn't start the race. That let Ollie Mortimer and Bruce Mitchell claim the top 3 positions on the road. The winner of A-Class was Oliver Mortimer. B-Class was Bruce Mitchell, with both C-Class not finishing or starting and D-Class Adam Kinman not there either. It took John Kinman the winner of E-Class. Class F went the way of none other than Andrew McGregor, and XR2s was won by Duncan O'Neill. Race number 2 once again saw John Kinman win overall ahead of Alistair Bapty and Ollie Mortimer. The wet conditions really suiting Bapty and Mortimer. So much so Bapty took Class A honours. Charlie Cope won Class B. Class C again didn't have a contestant because Tommy Gilmartin didn't start. In Class D, the winner of that one, this time was Adam Kinman, who did finish in the Rover Vitesse. Class E was John Kinman, the overall winner, and Class F, that went the way once again of Andrew McGregor, with the XRs a double victory to Duncan O'Neill. The Scottish Classic Sports and Saloon Car Championship looks like John Kinman all the way just now, but you can't count out Bruce Mitchell in 2nd place, and 3rd place in the title is Ollie Mortimer.